What's up, YouTube? As you can see, I'm looking at augmentation PDR right now because I'm gonna be making videos about augmentation. It looks like I'm jumping on the bandwagon that everybody else is gonna be probably jumping on, but you know, I play support in League of Legends. I play support in Final Fantasy in Bard. Played hybrid roles in World of Warcraft, and augmentation just feels like it, it's right for me. It just feels like it's that support character. Um, yeah, the support character, just trying to maintain your buffs, buff everybody else, help everybody around, and also be able to help out with raid calling, because you just need to put your buff up and keep your buff up, buff on the right times, put your crit buff up and everything. It's just making sure your buffs are up on the right people at the right time. And I feel that augmentation is going to be it's a spec for me, and also to help raid league. So Augmentation Evoker, just want to do a quick TLDR video on what it is. It's a new third spec. It's a damage dealing support spec. And we're just going to go over the basic spells and stat wise and all that kind of things. So hope you enjoy this video and look for more augmentation. I'm sorry, it's my survival friend. I love survival still, don't worry. I still play my survival, but augmentation just feels right. Alright, so we're going to look at talents and also the mastery, because these are the two main things first. These are your buffs that you're giving out, mostly your buffs. So the first one is called Ebon Might. Ebon Might is a 30-second cooldown, which you pretty much just cast on cooldown, and you try to maintain it and try to keep the uptime on it. When you use Ebon Might, your 4 nearest allies gain a percentage amount of your primary stat, and it causes your main dealing damage, which is called Eruption, which replaces Disintegrate just to deal more damage. This will affect your 4 nearest allies and will prioritize damage dealers if you don't have anyone targeted. But if you have someone targeted, it will give that person and then 3 other people. So this is your main ability, and you can extend this ability by 2 ways. Actually, yeah, 2 ways. One, using your empowered spells, which is this new thing called Upheaval, which is your new Eternity Surge. So you can cast Upheaval instead of Eternity Surge. It just deals damage, and the more empowered just deals it in a wider radius. And then you still have your Fire Breath, your standard Fire Breath. Use those two. It increases the duration by 2 seconds, and when you ever cast Eruption, it does it by 1 second. Your main DPS cooldown is called Breath of Eons. When you fly over to a target, it puts like temporal wounds, just a debuff on them, and what will happen is the people that are affected by your Ebon Might, pretty much when they do damage to those targets, it will do the same amount as arcane damage, and it just explodes at the end of it. So what we do, I'll show you. Hopefully these are Alliance. You pressure Ebon Might, they get the buff. You fly over on these targets. It puts these temporal wounds on them, and it just accumulates damage of the people that have your Ebon Might. Hopefully, towards the end, you should see it crits right at the end, and it does a whole bunch of damage. That's your main DPS cooldown, or DPS cooldown, or your main DPS buff for everybody. One other thing is this thing called Blistering Scales. Pretty much you put this on your tank. It's a magical thorns. Pretty much you throw it on there. When they get hit, it explodes for damage to actual AoE damage, so it's really good for Mythic Plus. And it's on the 30-second cooldown. Over here, you just put it on yourself. And if I will run over to this person here, I think this one hits. It just explodes for damage once you get hit. There you go. Just exploded for damage. The next thing is called, another buff is called, I don't even know how to say this, but you pretty much put it on another target or yourself, and they get a 3% crit buff. and then we'll talk about the talents later on. The last spell is called Time Skip. 3-minute cooldown makes you recover your cooldowns 1000% faster for 2 seconds. So what we'll do is we'll just cast, we'll just cast your Ebon Mind, cast your Upheaval, cast Fire Breath, cast Breath of Eons, come back, and then we press Time Skip, and everything should cool down super fast. And you have it back up. You can go through your rotation again. Again, like it will be very dependent on when you use Time Skip. Like if you need too many bursts or something like that, it's actually pretty nuts, and it will help you extend your Ebon Might for longer periods of time. But those are your main abilities. Everything else, actually, another one to mention, I'll mention Spatial Paradox. Pretty much, you increase the range of any person in your group, a caster, for 12 seconds, and their range increases to 40 yards. And your healer by 60 yards, and you can cast while moving. I don't even know if I have this on my bars, but let's just pop this bad boy on F2 over here. So just say you cast it on this person F2, and you can cast while moving. How good is that? How good is that? Still can't cast your empowered spells while moving, but you can cast everything else. How good is that? But that is the pretty much TLDR. So stats wise, you're going to want mastery. Reason why you're mastery, every time you use your empowered spells, 2 people around you are just going to get a flat versatility. Boom, versatility. People are just going to get versatility, free versatility. Who doesn't love versatility, right? The more versatility you have, the more mastery you have, the more versatility you give to everybody else, pretty much. And the second one is you want to go like mastery crit equals haste, because of course you want a little bit of haste to cast fast. The reason why you want crit is because every time you crit, your buffs are extended by 1.5 the duration. So if upheaval crits, we'll start again. So upheaval will extend it by 2 seconds. Same with fire breath. If they crit, they will increase them by 1.5, which is 3 seconds. Upheaval increases it by 1 second. If upheaval crits, then eruption. If eruption crits, then it goes to 1.5 seconds. Hopefully we can get some crit. We're just going to buff yourself. Extra crit. Ebon Mind. Boom. No crit. Eruption. Just go eruption. Nope, no crit. We're going to get crit. 1.5 seconds. Just buff your crit again. There you go. 1.5 seconds. So when you crit, it goes by 1.5 seconds. It just helps you extend Ebon Might further. So mastery, crit, haste, all juicy, nice things for Augmentation Evoker. So that is pretty much just a very quick TLDR. I need to learn it a little bit more. I just wanted to show you guys what augmentation does. The spells look insane. One of the reasons why I want to play it. If we click on upheaval here, look, ready, watch upheaval. It gets bigger and boom, that is insane. And eruption. It looks good, and even if it doesn't do really well, I'm still going to main it because it looks cool. So once I learn a little bit more about it, I'll upload more videos about augmentation, in terms of rotation. It probably a little bit simple, but we'll see if we can understand the proper rotation for augmentation. By buffing your Ebon Might, trying to keep up to 100% on your Ebon Might up as much as possible. Being able to do that, keep it up, and then you probably be able to time skip here, bring all the cooldowns back, and just keep going through the rotation. So we'll work with it, and hopefully I'll be able to share the fun, for augmentation. So, catch you next time. Have a good one and stay safe.